Now we are going to describe protection box. The purpose of protection box is to provide protection from surge and high current flow. Let's open it. Supply first enter to the protection box. After that, it is provided on IPS input terminals. Here is the input fuse. In case of any excess current flow, this fuse get blown and a red indication appear on the front of protection box. In case of healthy supply, the current start flowing from these input terminal to the output terminal. In case of any surge, the SPD start conducting and the surge passes through the SPD to this earth strip and finally get grounded. SMR panel. It is the front view of SMR panel. On the top right corner, serial number of IPS is marked, which is same for AC and DC panel. This is the display of SMR panel. Various parameters indicate on this display like AC voltage, AC current, DC voltage, DC total current, battery charging current, battery discharging current. Apart from these, some fault indication are also indicate on the display like mains fail, battery fuse fail, load fuse fail, MOBD, mains on battery discharge, and the discharging condition of battery bank. This is the DSCA keypad. By this keypad, we can read and adjust wide range of parameters like float voltage, boost voltage, AC over voltage, AC under voltage, AC span, 50% depth of discharging, 60% depth of discharging, 70% depth of discharging, system current, battery current limit, AC current limit, temperature compensation, float to boost current and boost to float current. There is also an option to restore the user setting to default setting. With the help of this keypad, we can directly interface with microcontroller. Adjustment procedure for these parameters is written in this instruction. To adjust, first we have to select user setting by pressing the set key. After that, we have to press enter key. To go into the setting, we can increase the displayed parameter by pressing increase key and can also decrease it by pressing decrease key. To set the adjusted value, finally we have to press enter key. To adjust another parameter, we can follow the same step and can access the next parameter by pressing set key. This is the main input switch of SMR panel. These are the input MCBs for individual SMR. These are SMR module. Top 4 SMR are running on load in N+1 configuration and fifth one is cold standby. This is the front door of SMR panel. On opening it, we observe the front internal view of SMR panel. This is the input 230 volt AC terminal of SMR panel. Input supply is fed through these terminals. Thereafter, the supply enter into the filter line choke through a fuse. This choke reduces the distortion of input supply. Then the supply enters into the static switch, which actuates during under and over voltage. There is a rotatory switch thereafter. The output of this switch is fed to the input MCB of individual SMR. This is SPCL 157 card, which is used to extend the fail signal of IPS to data logger. This is our microcontroller based DSA, distribution supervisory and control alarm module, which control various parameters with the help of microcontroller. Moving to the back side of SMR panel. This is the input strip for all the SMR modules. From here, 230 volt AC input supply is given to all the SMR modules. 110 volt DC output of all the SMR module is drawn from these connectors. There a control cable is also connected with each SMR and all the cables are connected to this sharing card. And the final output of all the control cable are given to the DSA. Output of all the SMRs are given to this common bus bar and the final output of all the SMR are drawn from these wires and fed to 80 ampere main fuse F9. Then the output of F9 is given to this strip and 3 different fuses are given to point machine, DC panel and AC panel. With this supplies goes to their respective terminals. There are the terminals through which we supply 110 volt DC for various applications like SM card, display and teleoperation. This card provides protection from reverse polarity of battery terminals. In case of reverse connection, a red indication glow and the buzzer sounds. These cards take 110-volt DC supply from SMR and provide it to battery terminals. A battery fuse is also given between this card and battery terminal. Negative wire from SMR output is directly provided to the shunt. A SPD surge protection device is also provided with point machine terminal. Now we will describe AC panel. Purpose of AC panel is to provide regulated and constant AC supply for signal and track circuits. This is the front view. On the top right corner, serial number of IPS is marked. Slightly left to it, a sticker on which arrangement of module in this panel is described. Here is the display of AC panel on which we can view total AC current and AC voltage of any module by connecting this jack lead to desired module. As you are aware with all the modules, now we will describe the module arrangement in this panel sequentially. On the top row, there are the transformer module, one more in lower row. Same row contain two inverters in master and slave configuration and a microcontroller based auto changeover module. Slightly lower, another row where one spare transformer and an inverter module is placed. And at the last row, there is track and signal CVT is located. Now we are going to explain the working of AC panel along with the flow of current through it. This is the input terminal from where inverters get their input 110-volt DC supply. For signal, we used two inverters in master and slave configuration and a AVR automatic voltage regulator. This is the microcontroller based auto changeover module. There are three changeover in this module. First for master inverter, second for slave inverter and third for CVT. In the case inverter first get failed, the load will shift it to the inverter second, and in case inverter second get failed, the load will shift it to the AVR with the help of this auto changeover module. For track circuit, only one AVR is used. Output from auto changeover module and track AVR is fed to their corresponding transformer module. Now we will consider the backside view of AC panel. This is the 110-volt DC input terminal for AC panel, and these are 230-volt AC input for CVT and output terminal of AC panel. Now it is the surge protection device for inverter output, and it is the earth terminal. This is MOV protection at the input of AC panel. 110-volt DC input is fed to the inverter module with this connector, and 60-volt AC is received from this connector and given to inverter transformer. This transformer step up the supply to 230-volt AC, and this 230-volt AC again fed to inverter by these connectors, and a final output is received from these connectors. This 230-volt AC is then given to the transformer module by this connector, and this transformer provides the final output to signal according to its taping. This is the output connector of transformer module, and it is the fail signal connector for the transformer module. It is AVR. We provide input 230-volt AC by this connector and receive 230-volt AC output from this connector. It is the fail signal connector for AVR. Same for track AVR. Now we will describe the DC panel. Purpose of DC panel is to provide constant and reliable DC to various circuits used in Indian Railway, like relay internal, relay external, data logger, tally operation, and many more. Here are the terminals from which above mentioned circuit draw supply. These terminals provide supply to various circuits which is marked on these terminals. There are 110-volt DC input terminal of DC panel, and these are the input for tally modules. Now we will show you the internal view of DC panel from backside. Here we observe input terminal, output terminal, and control cable connection for various DC-DC converters. These are the Class C SPD on the output terminal as per the railway norms. On the top, earth terminal and the input MOV box is located. Let's come to the front view of DC panel. We can observe serial number of IPS on the top right corner, display of DC panel to view voltage of any module. Slightly lower to it, we found a testing jack and a testing lead attached to it. Here we also found a chart on which details of module is displayed, like various group of module, their rating and quantity of module in those group. And in this chart, layout arrangement of these group is displayed. For example, we considered relay internal module. It have 7 modules and these 7 modules are situated at lower right side of panel. Now we can observe 2 log. Let's open it. We found a circuit. It is the RFI circuit of DC panel. Before feeding the supply to various modules, first it is passed through the circuit to prevent the converters from the effect of high voltage and any external radio frequency, also to avoid the flow of reverse voltage. Now we will cover the troubleshooting part of IPS. First, we will consider the SMR panel. Input supply is not available. First, we should check that whether supply is in the specified range or not by the help of multimeter. It should be between 150 to 275 volts AC. Check the protection box fuse by the help of LED visible on the front side of it. Also ensure it by testing the fuse with the help of multimeter. Then check the input fuse in SMR panel. Then check the main switch. It should be at on condition. Input supply is not available for one or more SMR. Check whether all the input MCV are in on condition. Also ensure the voltage of SMR by the help of multimeter. Also check the input and output connector. It should not be in burning or deformed condition. Finally, when it is certain that SMR is defected, now we have to replace it by SMR in cold standby. For this, first we have to switch off the input MCV, then unscrew front screw of SMR, remove the input connector and output connector. Now remove the faulty SMR and insert the healthy SMR and make it in the working state by all the formalities. Now come to AC panel. TX module is not giving supply. In that case, check the input connector of TX module whether we are getting supply or not. Check the voltage of TX module by the help of testing jack. Check the indication on the front of TX module which indication is glowing. Also ensure that rotatory switch is at on condition. Check the fuse. Inverter is not providing the supply. Check the inverter MCB should be at on condition. Also check the indication and ensure that switch should be at on condition. Check the input voltage at the input of inverter module. Check the input and output connector. They should be inserted properly. Check input and reset switch should be at on condition. If we found all parameter fine, then we have to replace the inverter module. To replace the inverter module, first we have to trip the input MCV, then we have to remove the input and output connector and unscrew the inverter to replace the faulty with the new one. DC panel troubleshooting. In case we are not getting supply in complete panel, first check the input terminal of DC panel, then check the RFI card fuse and voltage on output terminal. In case individual DC-DC converter is not sharing current or any malfunctioning, check the input connector. Check all the control cable should be connected properly. Then check the voltage of each module of group. If found wrong, then calibrate it equal for each module. Continuous fail signal on ASM panel. Ensure that all the modules should be at on condition. If there is any defective module, remove the control cable of defective module. Poor performance of battery bank. If the battery bank is not providing proper performance, then check the specific gravity and per cell voltage of each cell and replace the defective cell immediately. Also ensure that all the ICC inter-cell connector should be connected properly without any looseness.